As we think of the role of moderator, we want to take a moment to thank my predecessor, the very Reverend Richard Bott, and invite him to come forward. As you know, General Council 44 was entirely online, and we didn't have a time of official thank you for him at the close of that General Council, and so I will turn the microphone over to the General Secretary. And Taylor.
Well, you can stand there and then we can. Okay. Moderator, it's my distinct pleasure on behalf of the General Council to offer our gratitude and thanks to Dr. Richard Bott for his service as the 43rd General Secretary. Let me start again. I'll blame that on time zones. 43rd Moderator of the United Church of Canada. As the moderator, as you've indicated, because the last General Council was an online council and we didn't have adequate process of saying thank you to Richard for his service and ministry. Richard was the first moderator I got to work with as General Secretary, and he and the search committee is partly responsible for my being here, as he chaired the search committee for the General Secretary. I had been on as part of the executive team at the General Council office, had seen the ways in which the various moderators were supported and worked with over the years. And so I wasn't quite sure how my particular role as General Secretary and working with a new moderator for the first time. But I have grown and I grew to appreciate the sense of who Richard was and what he brought to the role. One of the tasks that moderators have to do is to sign the ordination and commissioning certificates. Moderators also send letters of condolences to families of clergy folks. Moderator always also sends letters of anniversary and celebration to clergy. Some of us have argued in the office we should just have electronic signatures and put on these documents. Richard taught me, and by his practice, that this was a critical part of the letters of condolences to ministers' family. This, for Richard, was a critical part of what it meant to offer spiritual leadership in the life of the church. And I deeply appreciate it. And those of you who were ordained or commissioned during Richard's time, I hope you know that he held you in prayer as he signed those certificates and continued to hold you in prayer as you offer ministry. Richard offered to us as a church an individual who was committed to praying for the life of the church and for the individuals who gave leadership in the life of the church, and I was incredibly grateful. Richard's love for liturgy and good liturgy. We've had some interesting conversations about liturgy that we've experienced together. but certainly one of the things he has brought to the life of the church is this importance of the liturgical life of the church and framing liturgy in a way that invites us into life and into the power of the Spirit. Many of you have benefited, and if you continue to follow Richard on Facebook, you know he continues to offer his gift of liturgy. A third thing that Richard taught me, and some of you may not know, that Richard took seriously the church's commitment to building reconciliation and working with the Indigenous church. He demonstrated an incredible sensitivity to the Indigenous church community. He was always conscious of seeking the right and understanding the right protocol. He made space to ensure that the leadership of the Indigenous church had its place and played a role in the life of the church. Another gift that Richard offered to us was an understanding of social media. And in many ways was an incredible gift to the church over the time of his ministry as moderator. But the thing I want to lift up, which was when I became General Secretary, two things kind of motivated me. One was the importance to offer leadership to the life of the church. The recognition that in some ways, as I'll say this and I'll get into trouble, that we downplay leadership in the life of this church. And so I came, and one thing I was clear with the search committee that if I was called, I would offer leadership. And the second thing was that we needed a clear sense of who we are and where we were going as the United Church. And as a moderator, Richard encouraged and supported and nudged to help me understand how to offer leadership in the life of the church. But more particularly, Richard was part of the team that worked on developing the call and vision, the 6 words we hold so dear: deep spirituality, bold discipleship, and daring justice. So Richard, on behalf of this community, I want to say thank you for the many gifts that you have offered to us and for the ways in which you have enabled us as a church to move forward, to lay the foundation for a future, and a reminder that we are prophets of a future not of our own. Thank you very much.
And friends, I missed a step on the very bottom page, very bottom of the last page of my script, which was we had a quick video to play. So Richard, if you could stay up there with General Secretary, maybe you could just sit down for a sec.
Hello, the grace of Jesus Christ be with you. I'm Richard Bott. I'm moderator of the United Church of Canada. Oh my. Let's build the body of the church in a way that we can celebrate each other's hopes, dreams, and successes. That we can really live Jesus' call to love one another as I have loved you. Now is the time to make history. Christ's peace be with you. Alleluia. Now, that's sweet.